ever since I did the 8 gram, like just straight shrooms on Wichita Mountains, I don't know, I just haven't really been feeling it because I had a really bad trip.
Wichita Mountains, bro. I think you were talking a little bit about that. Like, that's a whole story in itself, isn't it?
Wichita Mountains?
Yeah.
Because
that trip, I mean, that was just one trip. That was
what all did y'all take out there?
Okay, so for this one, there was Sam, me, Gary, Jacoby. I don't know if you've ever met Jacoby, and my older brother and his friend Max. Max was at Halloween, like this year, the tall dude. We all went up there. Oh, and Max's brother. I took 8 Gs. We go up there and we camp out there. We reserve a campsite and we bring whatever. We just make a campfire, cook our shit on there. We'll get some really, really nice shit, like gourmet. Like we'll have steaks, potatoes, asparagus. You know, we'll have eggs, bacon, and tortillas and cheese, or we'll have sandwiches and shit. We have Powerade and water. We're living like pretty comfy. We got cots and mats and whatever, sleeping bag, blanket, pillow, and we camp out there for like a couple of days, and we're literally out there for the sole purpose of climbing on these rock mountains and tripping balls.
Yeah, we just go up to Elk Mountain every time. That's like
Elk Mountain,
our main mountain.
Our main mountain, yeah.
We're just out there all day on the first day, like the first real day. We get there and set up, and then the next day we're out hiking all day, just bouldering, whatever. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. This time though, we just did, I did like 3 Gs maybe of shrooms, but Tyson had the whole bag. That was, it was crazy.
All at once.
So
not
you
good
guys
to take it at
went
once.
like bouldering and shit while you were on the shrooms?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. We would take them right
I
before
would
we
say,
went out, and then for the come up and everything.
I would say if you're going to be doing, especially acid or anything, it's better to have a more physical high than a mental high, because I think if you have more of a mental high, it's more prone to go into a negative way, especially if you're like, I don't know, if you're not in a good environment or you don't have the right people around you, it's just like, you can't can't get a good state of mind. You want to always be in that good one.
I stop thinking when we're out there, and I'll just
you just stop thinking, and
it's not really like a body high or a mental high, but like I just turn into a fucking climber when I'm tripping, and I just go crazy. You're not thinking about it too hard. You're just thinking about going to the next place, to the next place, to the next place.
I feel like that's why I like shrooms, cause like that shit, I don't know, I like to think about shit, and shrooms just helps me like, I don't know, push shit together.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Creates new neural pathways in your brain.
Yeah.
Like when I'm just sitting down chilling, you just start thinking.
No, I don't know, if I ever do give acid another try, it'd probably be doing some shit like that, just outside.
Yeah.
On a nice day, just fucking doing something at the lake or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having fun is what I would recommend doing.
Yeah,
that lake's good with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it at there's this place, Jellystone. It's just at one of the fucking lakes around here, and it's just like a floating obstacle course, and like American Ninja Warrior type shit, and you can wear a life jacket, you can just shove people off if you want. You can do, they got a trampoline in the middle of it you can jump on. There's like a cliff, like an inflatable cliff you can jump off of. Yeah, dropped there. It was just
and you guys did all this shit off of
horsing around,
You just go until you're too tired.
Yeah.
Just climbing around, sliding.
We've been to some pretty cool places. We've been to Wichita Mountains, and it was like we go to this place called Little Missouri Falls, and it's just like waterfall and waterfall and waterfall and waterfall, stepping stone looking like. And it's so crazy because you can jump off them, swim in them, and we drop there too. Especially like a trip like that, like going out of town somewhere. And like if it's like there's, usually I would have my parents around. I still trip when my parents are around, but it's a lot better not to have your parents around.
Yeah.
You're trying to.
Damn. Wait. So, whenever you're like taking acid, like for me and Noah at least, whenever it's we kind of like set our mindset before we take the shrooms. Is that the
That's a good
same with
idea, yeah.
acid? Wait, you don't do that with acid?
I don't ever do it. I just always think I'm gonna have a good trip.
Really?
Yeah, I just.
If it crosses my
I-
mind when I'm tripping, like, or if I think about it in the come up, then I'll just like reassure myself like I'm just having a good trip. That's all it is.
So
Like,
you guys never-
Yeah, never preemptively. No.
You've never had a bad trip?
I've had like I don't know if you could call them bad trips, but it's just like almost all my trip is good, but you know I'll have like a 30-minute bad part or something like or
So what's the like worst trip you've had?
the worst trip I had was at Wichita Mountain. So I took the eight Gs. This was with the crew that I was just saying, and we get there and Max froze up. And he had just taken like 4 Gs also, about the same amount as Sam.
Like
3 or 4
what do you
Gs.
what do you mean froze up?
He threw up.
Oh, throws
Yeah,
up.
he
I thought
threw
you said
up.
my bad.
Yeah, and they disappeared. We were way like up ahead of them, and we didn't know where they were. And then we go back and find out, oh, they're heading back because Max is sick. It was like, huh?
Yeah, we had just got on the mountains that day. Like we just crossed
We
the bridge and
just
then
got
went
on.
up. We were 10 minutes in, right? And so they were a little bit behind us, but they didn't catch up. We were wondering. So at some point, yeah, because we were kind of split in two. There was like 2 of us. So they were like behind and they didn't catch up. So at some point we stopped and Tyson started like his trip started going bad at the same time as Max's did. Kind of
Honestly,
found out, which
it started
was
going
weird.
bad a little bit before.
Yeah.
Like just to myself, it was getting bad. I started like being like, I don't know, I'm kind of having a bad trip right now. I said that too. Like
Yeah.
as we were kept on going forward. It was
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
turned back to look.
So like what from your perspective, like what was the bad trip like? Like,
It
what-
was like it felt like I was poisoned. Like I felt weak. Like it was just like, man, my legs are jelly, man. I can't even like.
Damn.
I can barely keep up. I felt like I was overheating and I was just stressing out. I was almost hyperventilating. I was like, bro, I need to fucking sit down. And it was like, you know, like 90, 100 degree weather. You know, when we went
Yeah.
out, like what?
So
July.
July.
and you were tripping too. Did his
Yeah.
bad trip did it affect yours at all or?
Nah, 'cause
You
I
were
have to
chilling?
hold it down. Like,
Okay.
Because if my trip, bad
Oh,
trip
yeah.
goes
Yeah,
bad.
you can't. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not going.
Just-
Like, I gotta have a good trip so that it doesn't get any worse. Because we're
Yeah.
with Gary and Jacoby and they don't know what's going on, right? Because they
No.
have a trip. So it's up to me, you're right? Because it's like if my trip goes bad, then it's just it's not
Nah,
gonna get any better.
it would have
for
went to
anyone, so.
shit. But we ended up heading back down, and we got into the car, and I'm just like, I'm laying the fuck down, dude. Like I can't sit upright. I don't know. Like I need to fucking lay down. So I just laid down. We went to this like cultural center, and we were just in there for a while. My trip got way worse in there because the bathroom, man, that shit was.
What?
Back room. Okay, so we walk in.
Yeah,
The
tell
bathroom's
the story,
right there.
tell
We
the
go into
story.
the bathrooms. There's like 2 urinals and 2 stalls like that, and then there's a door right here that's a handicapped like bathroom or whatever. So I open that. I was like, everything's fucking filled up. I need to fucking take a shit. So I open that shit, and right when I walk in, the sink and the mirror, and there's like a fucking like I don't know, like a lantern light, like straight up like as if it was like underground or some
Yeah.
shit, and. The toilet was a full like 20 feet down this like little corridor. Like the mirror is right here, and then the hallway just goes down, and there's the toilet at the end of it. And so you sit down in the toilet, and you can see your reflection in the mirror all the way back to you, and while you're
That's just
taking it.
weird.
And
So
it was like
scary
it's like
movie.
dark in there, and just cement and like white walls, and just,
Bro, I would have
I
been
was like-
tripping even if
I
I
was
wasn't
like,
tripping.
what the fuck?
Honestly.
And then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I get out of there. I go back outside to the truck, and I'm like, they're not there because I didn't see them when I walked out the bathroom. I was just like, bro, and they're not out there by the truck, and I'm just out there by myself for a little bit. I'm just like, bro, where the fuck are they? And I head back in. I'm waiting right fucking here. Like they can come find me, bro. Like, and then they just ended up showing up, and then we left. And then I was laying down for a while, like for like 4 or 5 hours.
Damn.
And then we ended up going back out, and I had a good trip after that.
Yeah,
It's
we,
just
had
like-
to, we had to head back to camp and just chill for a little bit.
And that was
Yeah.
on acid?
That was on 8 G's of shrooms.
AG's of shrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.